Hello, it's Senior Runner here, and you know I like to be controversial, but I didn't think that comment was really controversial. I got plenty of dislikes for it, but I thought everybody knew it. When you get to 40, your muscle mass starts to disappear if you don't use it. Everybody knows that. It's a fact. Now, excuse me. If you get to 50 and you're thinking about how on earth you're going to stop that or slow it down, I don't think you can completely stop it because you're getting older, and as you get older, tissues will start to feel that they've been used for far too long, and you'll start to lose a certain amount of muscle mass through sheer usage. But how do we try and retain it and not have it disappear at such a fast rate? Well, the idea I got supported by the doctor I spoke to in Dawlish Warren is that when you get over 50, you need to take on more protein. And he says it's amazing how people don't realise that when you get over 50, you really do have to take on board an awful lot more protein than what people think. And I'd love someone to put it on the internet. And, and so I did, and people started disliking the comment. But the thing is, when when muscles have been used and cartilages have been used so long, certainly muscles is what we're looking at. The muscles start they take a lot more healing because to heal something that's been rehealed and rehealed and rehealed over the last 50 years really does start to take toll on the muscles and on the structure itself. And now they need an awful lot more care and an awful lot more doing to them to try and keep them intact and in good condition. As per the University of Alabama, I think it was, that said, yeah, muscle that is actually helped out of injury and healed is actually slightly thicker because it's had proteins crammed into it and it's been regenerated, and actually it can hold and the stresses that go up the leg. I'm remembering what the university said. The stresses that come up the leg are actually distributed quicker by this rehealed muscle structure. So it's good for you, but unfortunately, it means that the actual movement and the actual efficiency and the power you can get from that muscle is slightly reduced. So it's you reduce the amount of energy you can get from it, but you increase the amount of force, upward force, that gets distributed before it gets to the critical points like the knees and the hip. So there's a good point, there's a bad point, a little bit of swings and roundabouts. But how do we start to regenerate it? Well, if it's been a really well used piece of muscle and and you're always doing running, certainly you're going to be it's easier to damage it. It's easier for it to get slightly stressed, and it's easier for it to get harmed, which means it harms quicker, and you need to regenerate it and help heal it quicker, because if you don't heal it that little bit quicker than you used to, it can just deteriorate even quicker, and you start losing more muscle structure and possibly even the entire muscle. So you have to attack this one really quickly. As you get older, once you've got an injury, it can be very, very crucial that you get in there and start helping your body heal it right away, because it's not like when you're younger and you can just leave it for a couple of 6 hours, 12 hours, and you can think about, we'll take some protein to try and heal that part. It's still aching a little bit. When you're over 50, it can become a lot more serious if you leave it, because those muscles have been used for 50 years. You need to be able to get in there and start to heal it straight away. So to do that, you need protein. Protein aids the recovery process of those muscle structures. Now, why people disliked it, God only knows, but I wanted to put it out again because I just think that, yeah, can be a little bit against the mold, can't I? But this is the truth. You do need to eat, drink, take in more proteins when you're older, even if you're in good health, because you don't know that you haven't strained something in there that it's not quite bad enough for you to feel. And it wouldn't matter if you're 20, 30 years old, but when you get to 50, that little tweak that you've done that you can't feel, and you think, oh, I don't need any extra protein because I'm fine, I'll just eat normally. And all of a sudden, like 3 or 4 days' time, it becomes quite serious. So taking on board more protein more often is actually a really good idea if you're over 50, because it means that those bits that you strain, which you will do in a normal, even in a normal easy run, will be completely put to bed earlier, because the body sees it, gets the protein, bang, and starts to heal it without even realizing that it's healing itself. And the other point is, because if you do get injured while you're on that run and you do feel it, you've already been taking that protein in, so it can quickly start attacking the problem as soon as it happens. So it's critical that we over 50s do make sure our body has the ability to attempt to heal any muscular issues. And I kept trying to say will fix it, and I kept trying to stop myself there. The reason is, whilst we put more protein in, we can't assume that it will definitely help the body to fix 100% of it, because we're getting old. It's been used 40, 50 years, this muscle. There will be times when the body just can't fix it, but we're trying to make sure we reduce the risk of that happening by making sure the body has the tools at its fingertips to heal this as soon as it happens. It happens, the body knows it's happened, bang, I've got some protein that I've stored, I can push that into action straight away. So guys, over 50s, protein is essential. Don't think that all of this protein and carbohydrate, all these protein and carbohydrate videos that we're seeing coming out that say, oh yeah, you're a runner, you need to have lots and lots of carbohydrates, keep the body batteries up, but you don't need too much of the proteins in that. It will start increasing your weight. And unfortunately, when you get above 50, for those reasons I've just said, you have to have more protein. And this isn't just me saying it. I was actually asked to say this by that doctor in Dawlish Warren, and I do absolutely agree with him. When we get this age, you really do, and I can't say it often enough, because especially with me getting the dislikes with one of the other videos, you really do. You've got to have more protein, because if you don't, you're going to start losing muscle mass, because you didn't have enough protein at the time for the body to heal it, and now you're going out and it didn't heal in time, bang, that's it, it's gone, and you're not going to get it back. So if you want to get it back and you want to get it re-healed, the answer is more protein.